Okay, good afternoon. Okay, it's actually afternoon where I am, but good day wherever you are. Good morning, good night, depending on the time of day you are in. I am Comfort Ogbere, your trainer in the Complete Package Organic Skincare School. Okay, I want to congratulate you for so far you have been in this course, and I want to appreciate your commitment. Today is another practical day, and we are producing turmeric soap. We are moving on to bar soap. We have done a practical on the African black soap, okay, and today we are making a bar soap. With your knowledge on bar soap, African black soap, and cream, you are ready to fly. Yes, you're ready to do well, you're ready to do good, you're ready to become your own brand, you're ready to become your own organic brand. I did tell you in a previous training that if you understand cream formulation, understand soap, bar soap formulation, you are like ready to go, I assure you. Okay, so we are ready to begin our practical today. Today we are making turmeric soap, and we are going to use ingredients that are readily available. This training is on the use of what we call soap base, or what we call melt and pour soap base, to make different kinds of soap. We have two categories, majorly from my own perspective, majorly two categories of soap base or melt and pour soaps we are going to be using, and which I encourage you to start with. And I did say in a previous training that you can expand your horizon, you can expand your scope, you can research beyond here, but to start out, this is a good place to start. This is an image of a glycerin soap base, so you can find that handy. We also, some of the supply list and equipment stores I gave you in a document. You can ask for this soap base. It's not too expensive. 1 kg can go as cheap as 4,000 naira Nigerian currency. Okay, so I don't know how much that is in euro or in pounds or in dollars. Okay, I don't want to do the calculation. You can actually find that out. So this is glycerin soap base. We also have another type we call goat milk soap base. And so between goat milk soap base and glycerin soap base, you can choose which you want to work with. Goat milk is very rich, enriching to the skin. Glycerin is also enriching to the skin. So either way, you will get a very fantastic soap at the end of the day that will deliver on good quality and good effectiveness on the skin. Again, other ingredients you will use in your formulation will depend on what your interest is. What is the soap for? Okay, and so for the purpose of our practical today, we are making turmeric bar soap, and I will be demonstrating how that is done. And some people say making soap with soap base is as easy as ABC, and I agree with them. And by the time we finish this practical, you probably will also agree with them. Okay, let's start with the demonstration. Today we are going to use the goat milk soap base to produce a soap that looks soaps that look like that. And what we need are simple ingredients. First, we are going to be needing 500 grams of goat milk soap base, and you are going to cut the soap base into small blocks, like small pieces, to enable it to melt easily, to ease of melt. Okay, so you have your steel melting pot with a handle. That is the first equipment. And so please don't use your cooking pots. Use a pot you are not using for cooking. You have not used for cooking before, okay, to avoid contamination. That's the reason. So I'm using a clean steel pot, and then we'll measure in 500 gram of goat milk soap base, cut into small blocks. And that's that. It nourishes the skin, I have mentioned. You put it in the steel pot, and then you take it to your double boiler, or some people take to microwave. If you are using a microwave, let it be a microwave you are not using for cooking, because when you get the soap base into the microwave for your food, it will form fumes, and fumes are vapor. So once your food is in that same microwave, droplets of that fumes will actually, you can't guarantee that they won't drop on the food. So please, although people often cover their food when they microwave it, okay, so but this one you don't cover it, actually leave it open. That's the soap base. So you can use a double boiler and take it into boiling, that is to melt it. Okay, double boiler to melt. When it is melted, you bring it out, and it is ready for the next step. When it is fully melted, you don't add water to melt it. I repeat, you don't add any water. It melts on its own, and then you take it down. Then this is the point where you can add any botanical extracts that will yield the effect you want the soap to deliver. If it's for pimple soap, want to cure remove rashes or pimples, we'll be talking about the sulfur. We'll be talking about the neem extract, you'll be talking about the moringa extract, you'll be talking about other botanicals that will deliver on that important aspect the soap want to deliver. If it's a brightening soap, that is want the soap to be brightening, the skin, we'll be talking about kojic dip, which we did in a previous product, a previous formulation. You'll be talking about protein powders, which I have not mentioned, which is also in the directory of ingredients, the one I told you I will give you access to. You will be talking about every other ingredient that delivers on good quality, okay, that is good for the skin. So this is the part where you infuse it into the soap. That is the soap base, okay. So you can actually just add them as you take it out from the heat. You don't need to wait, because you don't need to allow it to cool. Just as soon as you get the melted soap base from the water bath, from the double boiler, you add whatever botanicals you want to include. We're talking about the aloe vera extract. At this point, if you're talking about aloe vera, it is the extract, that's the powder aloe vera, okay. But for this practical, we are dealing with only turmeric powder, and we are going to add 14.3 gram of turmeric powder, and some people call that 1 tablespoon. I did tell you that for the purpose of accuracy, stick with your scale. Let your scale be your measurement. So that's 1 tablespoon of turmeric powder, 14.3 grams. That is the equivalent. So please use your scale to get that exact measurement. After you have added the turmeric has an anti-inflammatory property. It's very mild, and it's also good for skin brightening. We also have a type of turmeric we call kasturi. It's not as brightly yellow as this one. It also doesn't stain that much, so you can use the kasturi turmeric. It's called wild turmeric. And so you blend in the turmeric. You do this while you just get the soap, melted soap base out. Don't wait, because it will start caking. It actually starts cooling, and so you stir thoroughly to allow the turmeric to dissolve properly. Once that is done, you transfer the soap base with the blended turmeric, that is the mixed turmeric, into your soap mold. That is what we call the silicone soap mold. There are 6 of them. The typical ones we have in the market have a 3x3, a total of 6 molds. Each mold is 100 gram, so 6 of them makes up 600 gram. So if you're making 600 gram, that is, it will contain the entire soap mold, each of the soap mold corners, containers or cup. But you have observed that my soap base is not 600 grams, actually 500 gram, and so I will not fill each of the soap base. I will not fill each of the mold to the brim, okay. So it's just a sizable, like a little above half, okay, so that it will fill up the entire 6 cups. So that's what is going to happen into the silicone soap base, soap mold, and then you leave it for at least 6 hours or more, okay, at least 6 hours or more for it to get cooled down. And once it cools down, it forms the bar, so which you can extract from the mold. That is the turmeric soap bar, or bar soap, okay. So that is that about our turmeric bar soap session. It can be moringa bar soap session, it can be neem powder or neem bar soap, it can be bitter leaf bar soap. Actually, bitter leaf is very rich. You can get bitter leaf extract and make it into a bar soap as well. We are not eating soap, so don't feel bad to say it's bitter. It's actually for the enrichment of the skin. You can make it every other botanical extract you want to make it, and you will enjoy your soap. It lathers a lot. You can also use your glycerin soap base to make this, okay. Of course, it will give you a different texture when you are through. Thank you for your time. Thank you for this session. I want to see you produce your own bar soap. The soap molds come in different shades, in different designs. Some come in beautiful design other than this rectangular bar. You can get very circular designs. So whatever soap bar soap mold, the silicone soap mold you have, it will deliver the exact design you want. So I want to see you practice this one. It's actually very easy to make, and you send your pictures and send your formulation so that we can share with your friends on the platform, and we can also celebrate your success. I want to see you make it, and I want to celebrate your success. Thank you for being part of this training and this video. And if you have questions, don't forget to use the platform, the email, send in your questions so that we can address them. And of course, our interactions continues even after the training. Your mentorship continues. For the next 2 weeks, we'll be entertaining your questions, your contributions, your suggestions, your comments on the platform. Thank you. Comfort Okpere Organic Skincare signing out.